Hi everybody, it's Vicki. Today we're going to figure out how to make these tags. They're little tickets which are made from standard printer paper that I've coffee dyed, or in this case we're going to be using some that was dyed with acai tea. They're easy to make. This is one page of paper, which I'll show you how to do. Let's put these to the side so we can actually get going here. Okay, we're going to start with a standard piece of American copier paper. That's the size. So it is 8.5 by 11. First thing we're going to do is fold it in half lengthwise. Crease it down nice and tight. I do it with my fingernail, but you can use a bone folder if you prefer. Then we're going to tear this piece of paper in half. Then I'm going to repeat that and fold each half in half again. A lot of folding, a lot of cutting. I find with some of my paper, it's easier if I really press it down with my fingernail very tightly. So here we are ripping this in half again. Okay, so now we have two pieces, and we're doing it again on the other side of the paper. So now we have four pieces. Our one piece of copier paper that's been dyed is turned into four pieces. So now we're going to take each one of those pieces and fold them in half this way. Make sure I'm in frame here. And once again, tear that in half. Now, each one of these pieces we're going to take and put in half. And then we're going to fold it in half again. So now it's in quarters. So you have this nifty little package that's four pieces here. Let's do that again. In half. Line it up carefully. Press it down firmly. Fold it in half again, meet those edges. Fold it in half again. Now I'm going to continue this off screen with a bunch more of these. But in the meantime, we're going to do the next step for these. And I have an angle cutter. If you have any kind of quarter clopper, you can use your scissors and cut. That's fine too. I just like it even, so I do this. So cuts a little corner, just a little nick, a little nick. Oops, that didn't work so well. Let's try that again. Sometimes this corner cropper is getting very old. It must be at least 10 years old. So now if I unfold that, you'll see that we have the tag shape for a ticket. And each one of these will now be able to rip apart when we're ready to use them. But in the meantime, I store them in fours because it's easier to find than sorting through a bunch of little ones. So just to do that one more time, the small angle on the cropper. And again, we have our four pieces. Okay. I don't need the cropper at this point, but I have a little stack of pre-cut maps. I've done some maps. And I think these will look really pretty on this color of paper. I'm going to do the edges. I have some black soot and a sponge. And I'll do the edges to accent that just a little bit. So I'll do 4 of them just to make one row here. If you don't like shading or making things look more antique, you can certainly skip this step. It's not mandatory. I think it looks prettier and it gives more emphasis to the map piece, but if you like something that has a little more clean edge, you can certainly do that. You could also do something like take your zigzag scissors and cut the edges and so forth. Now I'm going to do the same thing for these pieces. I'm just going to go lightly around. And I like to do both sides just in case. And then I fold them. And I do a little bit of emphasis on each side. Along each of those fold lines. One more. Oops, I didn't do the back on that one. So we'll go back and do the back. Now you have your paper. It's highly accented, and you can put your tickets on there. You might like to take the tickets and angle the pictures on there and angle them as well. I'm not going to in this case, but it's certainly possible. Then you are going to glue one of these maps on each of those tickets. And you can see how pretty that looks. So let's go ahead. I'll glue one, then I'll come back and show you the finished row. And then we'll do the next row. We'll see how that goes. So now I'm going to glue a ticket. My glue seems to have a big hair in it. I don't know what that's from. On the pants is good enough. Okay. So let's take and put that on there. Push it down. I still seem to have a big glob of glue on me. We have the next one. I'm making sure it's right side up. This old map that I'm using is from a late 1880s atlas that has been passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down. And it's pretty much of a shambles at this point, but I can get certain pages to copy, and I've got tape on the back so that they all look like they've actually have whole pages so that it works for me. And eventually I'll just use the originals and then it will be gone. But lots of glue, want it to stick right side up. And there you go. There's one. If you decide you want more definition on the edges, you can always come back and do a little bit more shading with your ink. Ink those edges nicely. But that is done. That's how easy these are to do. So I'm going to pause the video for a few minutes and I will be back and I will have done some more of these. And by the way, you can always use flowers or any other kind of any kind of thing you've got. If you've got some pieces that look like flowers, they don't particularly go well on this one, but you can use a flower on there. You can use birds. You can use whatever kind of small things you have. Now, these particular tickets measure 2 1/8 of an inch tall. And if I do them lined up just about, it's 1 3/8. I better do this with a fold because it's pretty hard to see. But it's 1 3/8 of an inch wide. So 2 3/8 high. I'm going to screw this up. 2 1/8 inch tall and 1 3/8 inches wide. So that's your measurement. But basically, it's just fold your paper, whatever size it is, in quarters, and you'll have a ticket that's about this size. So, we have completed now the second set of tickets. So there's 4 here and 4 here. And of course, I still have all my other pages to do, all 3 of these. So I have 8 tickets here. That would be 8 more. And a total of 8, 16, 24, 32 tickets from 1 page of paper and some cutouts. So I think you'll have fun doing this. It's easy to do. It's one of those relaxing things, and it's a great way to use your scraps. So until the next time, bye. Hi, I'm back. I just wanted you to see all the project that I've completed now. I've put all 32 of the pieces of the atlas onto the Acai-dyed paper. Thought you might like to see how these came out. Here's a couple that are close up. It's been fun showing you all of this, and I hope you'll come back for my next video. Bye!